Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
Ashton Kutcher and him they were real tight. One time, me, him, Ashton Kutcher went to a Nets game, and we met Jay-Z there. You know what I'm saying? So they were close, they was cool.
Mr. Kutcher looked in the window and saw what he thought was spilled wine on the floor. We believe now the evidence will show that was actually blood.
What makes it work is, I know.
You're so freaking hot.
No, it's being able to do scenes with him and being in it with him.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot we still don't know, but what we do know is shocking and potentially game-changing. Ashton Kutcher is suddenly at the epicenter of a swirling vortex of rumors, escalating online speculation, and a growing federal investigation that's now encroaching on the inner circles of Hollywood royalty. Word on the street, Kutcher may have already been taken into custody as a person of interest in the expanding Diddy investigation. And while nothing is confirmed publicly, one thing's for sure: he's vanished. No interviews, no red carpets, no paparazzi photos. For someone as high profile as Ashton, that's not silence. That's a red flag. A big one. Dig a little deeper, and the picture gets darker. Let's rewind the tape. Ashton's image has always been carefully packaged. The goofy charmer from That 70s Show, the tech investor with a heart, the anti-trafficking advocate. But there's a hidden layer, a trail of behavior, associations, and timing that's now raising serious questions.
People were shocked to find out that Ashton and Mila, who kind of have branded themselves as activists for victims, would write letters on behalf of a person who had been convicted already.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
He said, within 83 blocks of where we're standing, you can go buy somebody. And I was floored by the notion of that.
So the Times.com is reporting that Ashton Kutcher has resigned from his position as the chairman of the board, effective immediately. He wrote a very lengthy letter.
Back in high school, Ashton was convicted of third-degree burglary after breaking into his school to steal money and cheat on a test. That felony conviction cost him scholarships, his right to vote, and his reputation until fame and fortune helped him quietly clean the slate. Felony expunged, record wiped, access restored, an early case study in how power can polish over a tarnished past. That same ability to sidestep consequences seems to follow him into stardom. As Ashton climbed the Hollywood ladder, he developed close relationships with some of the industry's most powerful and now most scrutinized figures. Chief among them, Sean "Diddy" Combs. Kutcher didn't just attend Diddy's legendary white parties, he co-hosted them. Exclusive events that, in retrospect, are being re-examined in light of explosive and disturbing allegations about what went on behind the velvet ropes. And then there's the haunting case of Ashley Ellerin. Ashton's former girlfriend was brutally murdered on the very night he was supposed to pick her up for a date.
I dated him when I was 16 and 17. No. I love him and I still love him and he's a very good friend, and that's why I was so shocked by it, because not only was it a fib, but it was so unlike him. It was so uncharacteristic. He was like my first real true boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
But he did not take your virginity.
He did not.
Who I think is a real hot piece of ass. You dated Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
For
You
Mandy Moore.
What's that like?
You know, you have to stay here. He probably took her virginity.
Did he?
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan?
Why are you insulting the man? He was how many years you were going out with Lindsay Lohan?
We were together for like a year and something.
But you don't meet her.
Ashton said he looked through her window, saw what he believed was spilled wine on the floor, and left. That wine turned out to be blood. For years, that story has cast a shadow. Now, in the context of the Diddy probe, people are re-evaluating everything with fresh eyes and harder questions. It doesn't end there. Another ex, Brittany Murphy, died suddenly at 32. Officially, pneumonia, and anemia. But then, her husband Simon Monjack died a few months later. Same age, same home, same cause. That's eerie enough on its own, but now add Diddy's ex Kim Porter to that list. Same vague cause, same mystery, same high-profile connections. That's 3 deaths tied to this social circle. All young, all sudden, all with identical suspicious causes. Coincidence? Some aren't so sure anymore. Some believe these aren't isolated incidents. They're patterns, and patterns speak volumes. Ashton's known ties to Danny Masterson, who's now serving time for serious crimes, and longtime friend Wilmer Valderrama have only added fuel to the fire. These men, according to industry whispers, weren't just colleagues. They were part of an elite circle reportedly dubbed the New Hollywood Rat Pack. Allegedly handpicked by Diddy himself, they partied together, invested together, and protected each other behind closed doors. A brotherhood built not just on friendship, but secrecy. And the silence? Deafening. Try Googling this so-called new rat pack. It's as if the internet has been scrubbed. That's not normal. That's orchestrated, cleaned up by design. Powerful people working overtime to make sure you forget they were ever connected. Even Ashton's philanthropic efforts are being re-examined. His nonprofit, Thorn, was designed to fight child exploitation, a noble cause on the surface. But some now question whether it was also a shield, a way to reinforce his clean image while potentially keeping heat away from his social circle.
I am the kind of person that actually learns more from their mistakes than from their successes. So all the great things we did in the past, we're going to do again.
When scrutiny increased, he suddenly stepped down from Thorn's board. No explanation, no press conference, just silence. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, whispers suggest Mila Kunis may have filed for divorce. The couple has remained unusually quiet, but some say she's done shielding him. Between the Diddy scandal, the Masterson connection, and resurfaced rumors about underage relationships, it may have been too much. If true, it would be a seismic shift in one of Hollywood's most carefully curated relationships. Because when you zoom out, the connections form a pattern. The same people, the same parties, the same unsettling silence. And Ashton? He's not on the sidelines. He's standing right in the middle. There's something chilling about how quiet this story has stayed. Big stories with big names usually generate big noise. But this one, there's a vacuum, and vacuums suck the truth into black holes. If these rumors are even half true, we could be witnessing the beginning of a reckoning, not just for Diddy, but for a generation of Hollywood elite that believed the rules never applied to them. A reckoning that's been long overdue. A house of cards, swaying with every whisper, finally on the verge of collapse. So, what do you think? Is Ashton Kutcher just collateral damage in a collapsing empire? Or was he always deeper in this than we realized? Drop your thoughts in the comments, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust, this isn't the end of the story, this is just the next chapter. And the real question now, who's next? And now,